Urban lifestyle is very different from rural lifestyle in many ways. This has a profound impact on how education is done in these two different places. In big or diverse countries where there is a drastic difference between urban and rural areas, a unified national syllabus may not be suitable to be applied throughout the whole country due to the fact that the requirements of the job market of the people of both urban and rural areas are just different. First, we talk about the fundamental differences between cities and rural areas. The evidence is clear that for the growth and expansion of civilization, urban centers are where ideas are exchanged, where most education and research happen, and where artistic and creative pursuits strive the most. It is also where most people, proportionally, rise out of poverty compared to rural areas. Cities have more facilities and good education, and healthcare is provided to people. People have fast access to their needs and their wants in cities. With plenty of available resources, curriculum design in urban schools need to be creative and resourceful with what they have or what is nearby the school. For instance, the school may organize one-day trips to major landmarks or visit an industrial manufacturing factory. Exposure to worldly knowledge is easily accessible in urban areas. On the other hand, children growing up in villages don't have as much access to education as much as city life, thus spending more time with their peers and being immersed within nature. It is also less stressful in villages. People who live in rural areas are less likely to suffer from anxiety and depression. The sense of community is also stronger in rural areas. However, schools in rural areas tend to lack amenities. School supplies may never arrive, so teachers fall back on teaching from their training college days and rely more on rote learning. Rural schools also tend to harbor untrained or unqualified teachers. The curriculum design can cater these problems by designing a curriculum that is simple yet effective. Interactive games with simple equipment can be done within the classroom, as bookish learning may not interest rural children. Socially, the development tendencies of students from both rural and urban societies are different, and the education curriculum needs to be customized to cater society's needs. For instance, some parents in rural areas always wish their children knew farming and certain works relevant to rural areas, such as plantation and agriculture. However, the urban parents and the urban society demand for wide knowledge about global perspectives, stronger international exposure, and technical skills that will make their children survive in the competitive job market. The demand of urban parents for their kids to perform well and succeed in school is also higher. Due to the nature of their environments, rural children tend to develop better essential life skills such as knowing how to fix irrigation pipes and navigating their way through the woods, while urban children tend to develop stronger skills in academics. As for rural schools, food comes from rural areas and into food markets. Wildlife is cleansing to the mind, teaches you how to respect creation and life itself, as well as other people around you. People also have more space to build cool inventions, prospecting for natural minerals like ores. If a school in the rural area is situated nearby places of food production, such as farms, it should design a curriculum that clearly takes advantage of this. It is also important for rural school curriculums to include the parents of the students in the curriculum, to understand more about the student and their family background. A sense of community must be formed in the rural school curriculum development to engage the students more. There are lesser students in rural schools, and therefore, more time can be spent by the teacher on each student for optimum character development and the maturing of the students' basic academic skills, such as reading and writing. As for children in urban areas, they lack exposure to nature in their daily lives. Some may have never even seen a real chicken in real life. Therefore, it is also important to train them to always question where do the things they consume daily come from, and that can be done by making the urban curriculum steered into this direction. Urban schools have more students, way more students than rural schools. Therefore, it is more difficult for the teacher to spend more time with each student. Thus, the curriculum of urban schools must train their students to be independent learners who can study well on their own. As many urban students are already strong in academic skills, the curriculum should involve more research assignments and hands-on coursework so that they can grow up to become all-rounders. As a summary, rural students tend to have good life skills and bad academic skills. So, the curriculum should steer in the direction of increasing their academic abilities, while urban students tend to have good academic skills and are not as competent in life skills. Therefore, the curriculum should be designed in a way to train them to be independent and self-adapt learners for them to survive as adults.